There's several things about this table saw that are really good. There's a couple of downsides, but for the most part, I find it to be a very good deal. Most of my tools are Ryobi, because they're cheap and because they're good quality. Their customer service is fantastic. Whenever you have any issues, you call them, and they're very knowledgeable. The people that helps you with the maintenance, there's like a part of their company that helps you with questions specific for every tool that you could have. And they're really good at helping you out and giving you ideas. The only downside to their service is that if for some reason one of your tools gets broken before even after, but before the maintenance or the warranty video period, is that you have to go through Home Depot to get them repaired. uh, I had a very bad experience that I'm not gonna go in a lot of detail with the table saw in Home Depot. Basically, the motor died. People at Ryobi service asked me to bring it over to the Home Depot repair center. Left it. They took it over for like almost 8 months, and when they return it, I kept bringing it back because it was not fixed correctly. It was misaligned. There were pieces that were missing. There were a couple of things that were not done correctly. I kept bringing it back. And we went back and forth for like 8 months. They ended up replacing it with the green one, or giving me a gift card to get a replacement from Home Depot, not from Ryobi, from Home Depot, because they broke the saw even more. They put the new motor, but they bent a bunch of pieces inside, and there were pieces missing that were there when I took it. So it was a big mess, but I would recommend that you do not get the extended service at Home Depot when you buy these tools, because you have 3 years of coverage with Ryobi, and most of the times they're really good at helping you out. And the extended warranty didn't really help me when I bought it. The Ryobi is the one that helped me with guidance, but not the Home Depot. The Home Depot, I'm sorry, but I gave him a table saw that was in perfect condition, except for the motor that burnt out, and they pretty much gave me back a broken table saw with a new motor, which it kind of sucks. That is why I learned to fix it myself, because I couldn't um, rely on them to give me back my saw, a working table saw. And that's why I learned to fix it myself, and why I want to give you these hints and these tips that could help you and get you out of trouble. Okay, well, let me talk about different things as much as I can. First of all, this extension table, you're gonna loosen this screw knob and the one in the back, and you're gonna extend this. You're probably gonna go all the way up to here. I believe it's maybe 24 inches. I just earlier I cut like 18 inches, and I barely took this out, so maybe like 24, 26 inches. I'm not sure. You can find with the manual, but you have a very decent extension there that can help, and the extension on the back can help you very much to not drop cuts on the ground, because most of the times if you want to do a long cut, you don't want that piece that you're cutting to get ding on the floor by. All right, so next let's go to the fence. The fence is decent. You could move it and it could get out of square easily. Once you lock it, it stays in place very good. If you have it well calibrated, it will stay square. However, there's a little bit of play. I calibrated through this screws right here, and if I push it and make sure that it's making 100% contact with the railing, it will stay square. But it could be mine just from usage, but for the most part stays square, and I try to ensure that with the tape measure every time I make a cut. Just make sure that the front and the back have the same measurement to the fence. On its own, it's kind of flimsy, but if you add a sacrificial board, it's going to help you a lot because it's going to keep it more rigid. And also, you won't be hurting the fence with your blade like I did here accidentally. I think I was using the dado stack over here. So I ended up turning it around, having that straight edge on the bottom. And it's just attached with a couple of bolts and a nylon knot. You just need it to be secure. You don't need it to be super tight. As I mentioned earlier, Home Depot, whenever they returned my my table, so it was completely messed up. One of the things that was the worst was that the blade was not parallel to these runners, and that is because the person who fixed it or was trying to fix it didn't know anything about table saws. He probably was very good at fixing machines, but he had no clue about this. So he had no knowledge about making this straight to this. That was one of the hardest things to align because I didn't know. It's not really that hard, but not knowing is like not seeing, right? So let me start with this two screws right here. One of them is for the 90-degree adjustment, and the other one is for the 45-degree adjustment. Basically what this does is, or what it is just to stop. So when you unlock this and you want to go to a different bevel, this helps you go precisely to the 45-degree bevel if you set it up correctly. So basically what you do is you go to 45 degrees, you move your blade to 45 degrees. This throat plate is not for that, so that's why it's hard to do it. So let me put this one for now. So basically you bring this to 45 degrees. Once you have it in 45 degrees, you want to make sure that this screw is touching a little stop block that is inside the table. So whenever you go from here to here, it always stops right there, and that's going to be your 45. And whenever you come back, you always want it to stop on the same position, which is the 90 degrees, and that's what this one's for. So basically you move your blade down to the 90 degrees and it stops with this screw, and then you go to the 45 and stops with the other screw. Again, you loosen this, and whenever I bring this back, it's hard to do it without a stand, but whenever I bring this back to 90 degrees, if you hear that, that's where my screw is. That's my stop, and I know that that is 90 degrees. And if I put a square on it, then I know that is at a perfect 90 degrees from the bottom. Well, it's hard to show you right there, but trust me, it's 90 degrees.